in passive surveillance, an important question is, what are the sources of data? By sources of data, we mean records, documents, or reports on health status of the students, teachers, and everyone involved directly with school activities. So I want you to reflect. In your school, how do you think you will receive information on which students or colleagues are either cases or close contacts? And do the parents of the students in your school have the initiative to inform you, to inform teachers when their children are sick and why? If yes, will they disclose this information in a timely manner? In a school setting, when we say timely manner, it means on the same day, maybe except for weekends, but from Mondays to Fridays, that should be the same day. Or do you think that you need to reach out to them and ask them proactively? Now, we talk about active and passive surveillance. Now let's talk about designing surveillance. Surveillance involves a systematic and organized practice of collecting, validating, and analyzing data to utilize its potential for promoting data-driven policies and strategies for the school's objectives. To be able to effectively extract reliable and useful information, one must identify data strategies and methods to acquire, process, report, and interpret the data. So let's look at a simplified process flow for data management and analysis. So step one is really to establish your surveillance objectives, after which you will develop the case definitions. And when we say case definitions, you do not have to rewrite or redefine what is already defined, meaning you can follow what the Department of Health has defined already, or the World Health Organization. Then third is identify the sources of data within your own school and specify data organization requirements. 4 is to collect and secure the data. Then you always need to confirm, clean, and you validate the reports. Once the data has been validated, now you can analyze the data, interpret it, report it, then implement, monitor, evaluate response. So it all starts with setting surveillance objects. The first step in defining the objectives and reason for conducting disease surveillance, is defining the objectives. So objectives must be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So let's take a look. Maybe your sample surveillance objectives in your school could be something like dealing with cases, close contacts, and clusters. So identify and isolate cases, identify and quarantine close contacts, identify emerging clusters, which is really linked cases to facilitate granular lockdowns. Sample surveillance objectives. Maybe we can improve this through SMART. Maybe we can change identify and isolate cases as identify and isolate COVID-19 cases within 2 hours of symptoms reporting if the suspect, probable, or confirmed case is within the school premises. Okay? Then the second one, maybe we can tweak it a bit and say, identify and quarantine close contacts within 24 hours after the case has been identified and isolated. Number 3, identify whether prevalent and incident cases are linked epidemiologically. Then, number 4, you want to report. So you want to characterize emerging clusters or linked cases and report to the BHERT or the Barangay Health Emergency Response Team. Can be verbally, like maybe the BHERT is just near the school, or via phone, SMS within 24 hours, and in writing within 3 days once cases are verified. So there. So I hope by the end of this series of modules, you can also create your own surveillance objectives. Again, it has to be SMART, right? So it has to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Now, we discussed the objectives, and one of them was on contacts, right? So what does the Department of Health say as of writing? So their targets, no, their own objectives are: upon identification of a suspect, probable or confirmed case, the designated safety and health offices, and I'm sure in your school you will have your own safety and health office, shall initiate contact tracing within the office, floor, building to identify 70% at least of all possible close contacts within 24 hours and 100% within 48 hours. And contact tracing shall also commence for contacts of suspect cases upon identification. So note there, they said suspect, not confirmed. Contact tracing is done upon detection of the symptoms already that are consistent, at least with this is in the context of COVID-19. Upon identification, while waiting for specimen collection for SARS-CoV-2 diagnostic testing or RT-PCR results, identification of second and third generation close contacts is also highly encouraged.